Oh, I'm going to prison. Oh no. We got a bot in the channel? Yuck. Why spot you there? If you're not there, why spot? I'll get rid of it. Okay. Hello, Metal Sicily. How you doing? It's been a while. There we go. The bot is banned. Yeah, I hope everything's going well. That you had a good weekend recently. We just recently kind of won the Ghost of Tsushima, and it was great fun. Oh, you don't feel good? Oh man, that is horrible to hear. But yeah, I'm doing great. Just having so much fun with streaming. It's literally the gift that keeps on giving. Some of these games are just brilliant. Like I think Ghost of Tsushima is such a wonderful game, and there's so many more out there that I know that people are recommending to me. It's a fantastical journey, and I just don't think we're going to run out of good games anytime soon. And there's so much to look forward to. And I think there's a few total conversions out there for Dark Souls that I've been told is possible to play and have fun with. So even games that we're already playing we're gonna get more value out of them. Uh-oh, this guy might hurt me. Oh, these enemies are kind of slow once they lock onto you. Oh, we got him. We got him. But yeah, if you find Ghost of Tsushima on a good sale, I think it's tons of fun. It reminds me a lot of the good parts of the Batman game, the good part of the Assassin's Creed games, the ones that I played early on. It's that sort of style of roaming around and doing things in combat. Let's get this last enemy before we open any more doors. Yeah. Sometimes they don't advertise their uncle, which I think is like a marketing failure. No, it was just like, hey, use this program to get viewers, and it's just like, no, thank you. I don't really want any malware on my computer. That's just me, though. Oof. Yeah. Girl scams are the worst scams. Like, I've come across a few of them. It's not great. Huh, the lighting in this room's a bit different without the mod on as well. You like get a sunbeam on part of this and it looks kind of awesome. It is a bit like the gold sellers of the days of old. Yeah. I'm assuming they get more value out of trying to scam you than they do out of actual sales or anything. So, phishing websites ahoy.
Hello again. What a chance meeting this is. Alas, I'm imprisoned once again. I don't suppose you could stage me a getaway. The archives. Such a storehouse of knowledge. So close, but just out of reach. The thought offends me so I could simply die. As a student of the arts, you understand me, yeah?
So he wants me to get the key. But yeah, you know. Girls do be upsetting people without even thinking about it. I'm sure she's not even spared a thought for it. So the best thing you can do is, I guess, not spare her a thought either, and kind of even things up a bit. As much as you can. Oof, ouch. Damn snake men. Yeah. That's the conclusion I came to anyway. Archive Tower Giant Door Key. I think that's the one that gets me upstairs rather than unlocks the prison. Oh, there we go. We got rid of that sound effect that's like the music box playing that irritates the snake things. It just drives me mad when there's like a bit of... It's supposed to be music, but it's just really grating. It's kind of like musical torture, almost. And one of the interesting things is I've never killed these two in the game, because they sit there and they kind of make this kind of crying sound effect. But seeing as I think we're exiting out of this game soon, I think we're soon done with Dark Souls 1 unmodded. I think, you know, we best get part of our villain playthrough done and, you know, attack these and see if you even get anything out of it, because I don't think you do. I think this is just like a real sad situation. Okay, there are items. Miracle Soothing Sunlight. Miracle Bountiful Sunlight. Where? They drop miracles? Let's have a read of these. Soothing Sunlight. Special miracle granted to the Maidens of Guinevere. Those were Maidens of Guinevere? What is Seath doing experimenting on them, or whatever's happened here? Princess of the Sun restores high HP for self and vicinity. The miracles of Guinevere, the princess, cherished by all, grant their blessings to a great many warriors. That's really strange. Bountiful sunlight. Special miracle, again granted to the maidens of Guinevere. Gradual HP restoration for self and vicinity. And it's got the same second half of the tooltip as well. Huh. 48 faith needed, 36 faith needed. So did the monsters eat the people? Or were they the people turned into monsters? Or does it bear no relevance and it's just a drop from a monster and it's just like, oh hey, here's the tooltip? It's quite the mystery. I like it. More mysteries in Dark Souls that I'll never understand until somebody stops and explains it to me. I think at some point we will have to do the one final stream where everyone's just allowed to spoil everything. Everyone's allowed to just say anything that they've learned about Dark Souls. Maybe if we all work together, we can understand the series. It could be fun. Could be fun for a stream. Where I finally learn what I'm doing in the world. And it just makes me laugh, because I think about the Dark Souls 2 intro, where Dark Souls 2 says, you'll do things, and you'll never understand why you did any of those things. And the witches at the fire cackle at you, saying, ha 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 ha, you've got no idea what you're doing. Hey Dean, did you know that in Dark Souls, souls are dark? Yeah, I guess they are. And like the quest line we're doing with Carve, the primordial serpent, he's all like, hey, we should do the Dark Soul thing. And, you know, not do the Gwyn thing. So we're following the true Dark Souls ending. Which is the first ending that I got when I first played in the Prepare to Die edition anyway. So it's my nostalgia ending. It's my original ending. That's going to be great. I think, yeah, it would have given off a bit of a different vibe with bunnies. Or hamsters. I know in Bloodborne they obviously went with Gerbil, the first hunter, so we've got gerbils in Bloodborne. Ooh. Okay, we got this one. Don't I always get this wrong after this and I fall off somewhere and die because I'm all like, oh, that kind of looks like a bit of level that you can do. And then it isn't. And then I'm dead. I don't think that's a good side to fall off of. But maybe. At least the stairs are kind of high up here. It's frustrating me thinking about how I've got to go back and complete Bloodborne. I'm actually getting quite riled up just thinking about it right now. Freaking Bloodborne. Makes me so mad. I'm okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Cool. We did this in one. Well, except I have to come back down here to free Logan. But otherwise we did this in one. I'm looking forward to when we get the other save point, because then I can teleport in and out of here, I think. I'm pretty sure the next save point is a warp save point that's activated for travel. And that is if I safely get to it. We don't even know if I'm going to be able to do that yet. I definitely think if I have to pick the top level designs for like the entire overall game, I think the top three are Dark Souls 1, Love how the levels connect in Dark Souls 1. Lords of the Fallen is up there on this list as well. And I think Demon Souls. I kind of like how a lot of the places have some great shortcuts in Demon Souls. Now, unfortunately, you do have to go up to the pillars in Demon Souls and take one of the, the 6 warps to the 6 locations. Which is unfortunate. If they just had the whole level as just a completely interconnected thing, that'd be great. But I think Demon Souls does just a lot of great work there. With how the levels are shortcutted and the designs. Uh-oh, I got shot. Since, as far as I know, explored all the areas, what's your favourite one? My favourite area? Whoa. What the hell is that? Well, I was about to look up and say I think C's Castle is one of my favourite areas. And I've said this before in a lot of my other playthroughs. My least favourite area is the Crystal Caves right next to it. So, when I was playing the Prepare to Die edition, I had so much fun in this castle being imprisoned, because you think you're storming the keep, and then Seath just swats you, and then you're literally imprisoned, and it takes such a different level design to the rest of it. I thought this was the best. But then I just hate them crystal caves. They annoy me so much. But what the heck is that? I'm gonna need to get rid of this guy over here and get the binoculars out and see what that is. Where are the binoculars? I know you're in here somewhere. Wait, what? Yeah, you do equip the binoculars on this slot, I'm sure of it. Did I just go past them and I'm actually blind today? There they are. I'm blind today. It did not look like a cloud, whatever that was. What? Is that a door in the sky? That looks like a door in the sky to me. I got rid of the mod that I had on for graphics because there were some mistakes in it. So this is just the base game, and there's a door in the sky. What? Where does it go? What does it lead to? Can I get there? Am I supposed to get there? I have so many questions right now. Dude. What? Yeah, I think this is my favorite area of the game because I love all the books and stuff. I love the astrolabes. I love that Seath is a dragon and they let him live and he's a researcher. I love how you get sent to prison. That just makes the mechanics so different of this level, and that you break out of the prison and then you go back to get your revenge by like destroying his crystal, but then he shows up to defend his crystal. I think that's really great. And then I think the second favorite area that I have is just going through Firelink Shrine and going to the, is it called the Undead Burg? I might be thinking of the name of the place in Dark Souls 3, but the first steps up where you go and you just fight regular basic guys. The dragon jumps down. It scares the absolute hell out of you when that dragon just lands on the floor and he rumbles the screen and he shakes everything. And they just set you up with such normal, basic enemies. And then they give you a nemesis. That dragon, He's there, he scares the hell out of you, and then he comes back and he scares the hell out of you again when he burns the whole bridge down with all of the troops on it. I lined up to fight the troops across the bridge, and then that dragon comes roaring overhead, scorches the lot of them, and you as well. And I thought that level was so good because the first thing I did was I found my way into the skeleton graveyard, and I thought, oh man, I hate this game. This skeleton graveyard's too tough. This is like the first enemies after getting out the tutorial level, and I was supposed to be able to beat these skeletons with like whatever weapon I had. I had the hand axe. It's too difficult. I did like 11 damage to those skeletons at a time, and they have something like 400 health or something, and I hated that little graveyard next to Firelink Shrine. And then going the other way and realizing the other way was so much more normal. It's so good. And then you find the Black Knights throughout the area. Like, the level is designed that you've got all these basic guys that you kill. You've got the Dragon Nemesis in the sky that I explained. But when you come up behind that first Black Knight that's facing the wrong way, and then you go, yeah, and you do nothing to him. And he turns around, and he swings that sword at you, and you know it's all over. You know, this time I managed to loot the Black Knight sword. But being stabbed by this Black Knight sword, that's, you know, oof. He shows you who's boss kind of immediately, and then you end up going the other way and you find the Taurus Demon, and that's lots of fun. I think the way the Taurus Demon boss is introduced to you, when you finally got used to things, you've finally got some level ups behind you, you're starting to design your character the way you want. I think that makes the level so much better that it's one of the starting levels, and it's so good. And there's all those little secret areas you can find by rolling off the sides through some boxes. And you can find the merchant as well off to the side, and he kind of introduces you to friendly merchants. I think it's great. I think the pacing is so good in that first undead area. It's awesome. Oops, didn't read the chat while I was reminiscing along. If you open that door, you get the best weapon of the game, the Crestfallen Sword. Just joking, honestly, lol, no such weapons exist. I like how it's crestfallen as in you're sad, but also it's got the word fallen in there because you'd likely, you know, you'd walk through the door and then you'd just fall out the other side. If you could even figure out how to get up there. But yeah, I think that's my favorite 2 zones. Everything else comes a little bit, you know, under there. But some other great ones out there. I think Blighttown is just so evil. I don't know how Blighttown could be anyone's favorite zone because it's set up to make you hate it. And the Toxin Blow Dart guys are set up to make you hate them. And then the Poison Swamp is set up to make you hate it. But it's kind of... It's a challenge that's not so challenging that you can't do it, but it is there to make you miserable. Oh, hello. 1, 2... There we go, that's the end of him. I just feel like Dark Souls is very straightforward in its approach to making you know what the level's about immediately. Like, Blighttown's got such a good theme of this is poison misery that you just know it straight away and you know what you're dealing with. And that's great. Like, sometimes you don't want things to be too convoluted. You just want a theme for a zone, even if that theme is that this zone hates you and this zone's trying to kill you. That can still make for a good zone, even though it's at odds with you wanting to win. And having a difficult zone isn't the end of everything. It can sometimes be a beautiful misery. And I think Blighttown is kind of that. And I kind of like the Mordragon fight at the end of it. I think that guy's tough but fair, and he's got like a pattern to him that, you know, if you're patient and you play well, you can defeat the Mordragon. And he will die if you don't just go too crazy on just swinging your weapon at him. I think I defeated him with... Did I defeat him with a bow at any point? I feel like he'd be a good boss to just, you know, shoot your bow at very gently from a distance after you've seen him path to the right place. I don't know, I don't think I used a bow in my first playthrough. Probably chucked a couple of fireballs and then called it a day. Your favorite area is New Londo. It's so eerie, filled with ghosts and dark wraiths. My second favorite area is the Ash Lake. That music. I do love when a zone has some good music that you can just get behind. I think that's so important for a zone to have the right tone set with the music. I feel like there's a lot of panic in Lords of the Fallen when you're in the lantern world that comes with the music that just really helps make that zone a lot more fun as well. You've really got this intense desire to be out of the umbral lantern world. And that's right. You are supposed to get out of there. There's a clock ticking down until that world just kills you. So it's pretty cool in that sense. Shall I go down and get the save point, I wonder? It will reset everybody though. I think maybe I'll do it for safety. I think the new Londo area, I came to resent it a little bit because I thought the one of the NPCs told me to use divine weapons to kill ghosts, and then that's not the case, and I felt a bit misled. But I think overall, like the damp down there makes it very skin crawly, and it gives off the right kind of vibe that you don't want to be there. It's a land of spirits that are not happy. And it gives off the correct sort of sense of what it's supposed to be. So it's very well designed. But I felt like that made me want to leave. And it was so good that it made me want to leave because it belongs to the ghosts now. It belongs to, you know, the Abyss. You end up fighting the four kings down there. The Abyss Lords. You've got all these skeletal mask guy. You don't know why they're coming at you. You don't know how they survived down in the water. But you're sure as hell they're evil, and they're gonna get you. So I really like the monsters down there as well. I think there's so much to having a really villainous area where the evil lives and getting it correct and not just having it be goofy. Because sometimes people do villains and evil areas and it just comes off as kind of jokey in a way. And that's bad. But none of the areas come off as too jokey and insincere in Dark Souls. They're all very atmospheric in such a good way that they hit the right mark. I like that. So well designed. I think the only one that comes off really, really goofy is Lost Izalith, in that there's a million copy-pasted dinosaur butts hanging out in the lava, and I don't know why, and I don't know where, and I don't know who thought of it. It was kind of sloppy. Everything else is so good, and I can't believe they ended up releasing like a DLC for Dark Souls without fixing the 10,000 dinosaur butts. I'm just not sure what's going on. I'm sure there's a lore reason. But Lost Izalith is a bit weird at that point. I thought the Scorpion guy was fine. He's got a cool design. Comes over the wall there and yells "Rubble Gobble." And you have to fight with him. No problem. The Ash Lake I'm a little bit torn on is that, you know, looks good. Good music, but the activities are a bit weird in Ash Lake. I kind of walked down a straight line after defeating a Hydra. There were like a couple of clams, a mushroom, and a couple of death lizards. And then there's suddenly a dragon and it's over. It's weird. Why is Ash Lake just a straight line to a dragon with a couple of side bits, and then it stops? I feel like we should be able to walk around the dragon and there should be more level behind him or something. Or we should be able to go left and right or... I don't know. I feel like Ash Lake is just like Hyde's Tower in Dark Souls 2, in that I'm like, oh wow, a whole new zone. This is going to take me ages, it's going to be awesome, there's going to be so much to it. And then it sort of stops. And I wanted a lot more Hyde's Tower in Dark Souls 2. I thought that zone was great, had a lot of cool stuff in it. But then it just ends. And I felt the same about Ash Lake. Just like, oh, this is a really well-designed area. I want to be here for the next 7 hours, and I was there for like 7 minutes. What happened? Where's the rest of it? So it's like, I'm not upset that I didn't like Ash Lake and Hyde's Tower, I'm upset that it didn't carry on for as long as I wanted. And I think it's a different kind of upset, which is totally acceptable. You know, it's like, you get 1,000 hours out of a game sometimes and you're like, damn, I wish this game was 2,000 hours long. So upset. Can't they release like an expansion or a sequel just to give me those extra double the time? I kinda already want a Lies of P2. I already want a Lords of the Fallen 2. Just, you know, it was great, but it finished. So give me some more. Why I wish they would revisit Dark Souls 1, remake it, but put everything in they ever wanted to put in it. Yeah, that'd be the ideal. Surely they've got to have some people on their team that really want to carry on. I also feel like Dark Souls 2, they released 3 DLCs for that. There must have been some people that really liked working on it there. If you have complete parity between all the Dark Souls and they come back, I think we were talking about this the other day, if they came back and they made just as many DLCs for every Dark Souls so that they all had an equal amount of DLCs, I bet they'd sell them all. I bet people would love to come back and buy some more Dark Souls 1 DLC. I bet people would love to come back and buy some more Dark Souls 3 DLC, even though I personally don't get it. Because I think that's only got 2. So 1 more DLC for Dark Souls 3. Make it all even. Elden Ring. Give that 3 DLCs. Sure. Let's go. Oh dear. Oh, where's he warping to? I can't remember where he goes next. Oh, there he is on the other side. You just need to press the button. I think there's a chest here somewhere. If you're going to do stuff like that, complete new stuff like Elden Ring. Yeah. I mean, why not just do like we have with Ulasil, where, you know, they say, oh, hey, it's another time period. And, you know, just have more stuff in some of these older games, but if they don't want to continue from where they left off exactly with your character in the story where he is at that point in time, just have some time travel. You can work time travel into anything, and it kind of works if you do it well. Bam! We got him. So we're looking for... there it is. We're looking for that. I wonder if I've missed in the remaster when I've swiveled stairs like this, but I haven't dropped down on this side, but on the other side of the room. It's Burton! Hey Burton! How you doing? Dark Souls Season Pass. You know, I'm sure Season Passes are probably pretty bad coming from a lot of studios. You know, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. But if you got a Season Pass for a Dark Souls game, you're probably in for a treat. They're probably going to work hard enough to make it worth it. I think, like, one of the Borderlands games... Oh, okay. Oh, that's sad. My character really stepped forwards and just... he just walked off the cliff. Ouches. One of the Borderlands games had a really good season pass that was totally worth it, and then a lot of the other Borderlands stuff for the season passes are not worth it, and they're awful. And I can't remember which one it was that had the good times, but I don't really trust Gearbox games anymore. Gearbox used to be really good when they made Half-Life Opposing Force for all the dinosaurs out there like me. But then they've kind of been an evil company since then. They released like a really bad Aliens game, and Gearbox released some really bad stuff for some of the Borderlands. They kind of lost a lot of my respect. I think they sold out. They gained a lot of respect doing some good things, and then immediately cashed in on it, which is rough. Oh, I don't think I've got the ladders in the right place. Dang. Maybe Gearbox games do some good stuff these days, but I haven't caught up with them for a while. The other company that I really hate is called something like Simple Robot or something Robot. The guys that make Orcs Must Die. They did some really good stuff with Orcs Must Die. And then they closed the studio, took down Orcs Must Die Unleashed. Everyone lost their stuff because it's an online game that you paid money for. And then some mysterious benefactor gave them the money to reopen the studio so that they could make Orcs Must Die 3. But they never brought back up Orcs Must Die Unchained. So everyone that lost stuff... they never got that back. They just got scammed. I hate that. I hate being scammed. So let's see. Is there anything down? Yeah, okay, so I did miss turning around and going backwards after rotating the stairs. There's something over here. Dun dun dun! Still not entirely convinced this guy isn't a mimic, because I keep hitting the wall. It was a twinkling titanite. Not a big deal. I could just kill a clam and get one of those. Well, I guess that saved me one clam fight. Wait, what? Did I not need to rotate all the stairs again? Or some... I'm confused. Well, no matter if I did or didn't, I got that Twinkling Titanite. And I'm back. It was a moral victory, even if I didn't need to do it. It looked like the stairs were already in the right place, kinda. What happened with the lock on there? Like, it locks on for a second, and then it drops it. That's weird. Oh, it stayed locked on now. Cool. Did I win? Did I do it? Yeah, we did it. We got him. Glorious. Finally glorious. Let's see. One of these is a mimic. I think it must be this guy here. Got lots of great chaos fireballs left, so let's just get to it. Get out of here, mimic. And he drops the hat and the falchion. Hey, now I can have one in each hand. Crystal Ember. Yeah, cool. And the stuff with the tooltip on it that's a lie, where it says Seethe is completely and utterly blind, don't worry bro. And then he isn't, it's a lie. Oh cool, it looks like we can unlock the prison that's got a big hat Logan in. Should we do that now? Should we do that first? I think so. We can't just leave Logan down there. Oof, tough chair. Are these one of the weird ones where, yeah. I swear that's inconsistent with the rest of the game, where most things you just roll and it destroys them. But in this place specifically, you need to attack and destroy a lot of the furniture. Either I have a really bad memory, or that is the case, and also why is it different if it is different? I don't get it. Wait, there's two popes dead on this side, on this floor, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within Seethe's research place. Come on. Seems unlikely. There's no way I can get up to that door. I don't think you ever even go up onto the battlements at all in this place. There's no freaking way. Oh man, I wouldn't recommend quaffing coffee. Doesn't really work. It doesn't look so cool as quaffing an ale. But yeah, woof. I'm gonna say it. I enjoy the Murakumo. I think it's so good when you can finally get a chain of attacks off that Murakumo really represents. It really holds its own. Does some great damage. I don't even have my dexterity up into the 50s like I do on the other things. And it's great. Without the music box playing, there's an awful lot of snakies in there. It's probably not gonna work out great for me. Did you just go back into the room? Oh no, it's a grapple. And I'm dead. Yep. Ugh. I kind of thought I wasn't gonna die, so I didn't save at the prison bonfire. Whoops. Yeah, it was pure hubris. Look at this guy, he defeated the 4 kings and now he just thinks the rest of the game is over. It wasn't. It wasn't over. I think if we change the earlier question to like, what is your favorite location in Elden Ring? It's gonna have to be all of it, the entire island, top and bottom, the whole thing. Elden Ring is so darn good. Ah, piece of loot up there. How did we get up to that one? Oh yeah, you just roll off the side. Yeah, we have had that piece of loot before. The last time I played anything on Nintendo was on a Nintendo DS, and I've got no idea how you'd stream one of those. Probably need some kind of crazy capture card. So with Nintendo games, I don't plan to ever cover them, I think, on the stream or on the YouTube, because I'm worried about Nintendo trying to take down my entire channel just for playing one of their games, recording it, and presenting it on a website. Because Nintendo were just crazy. Just, hey, you played our game, we're shutting you down. Why, Nintendo? Why? What for? Why would you do that to a person? But apparently they will. So I'm just not gonna touch anything Nintendo. I'm just gonna run away from Nintendo. They're kind of scary. I hear good things about the Switch, but if I can't stream it, then I kind of just want to do games that I'm able to stream. I just don't know what the rules are with Nintendo. I don't know why they hate people. If I could find like some solid instructions on how to play Nintendo games without a chance of them taking down your channel, I can follow rules. I can follow instructions, no problem. The easiest way to live stream your Nintendo Switch on Twitch is to use a PC with a capture card, link your Twitch account to OBS, connect your Switch to the capture card and the monitor. Add the card in as a source in OBS. Nintendo Switch does not come with built-in live streaming capabilities. Yeah, so I was using a Nintendo DS as my last thing that I brought from Nintendo, so I don't know how you get that on there. I didn't seem to have any of the right ports on the Nintendo DS. Yeah, it does seem kind of complicated. I do want to get a capture card so that I can record the PlayStation 5 properly. Instead of streaming the PlayStation 5 to the PC and then streaming the PC out to you guys, I want to just play the PlayStation 5 directly on the monitor and then capture card it to the PC. But I want to get a HDR monitor, and still the HDR monitor that I want isn't out. Still. They just don't want me to have the right monitor, I think. Maybe it's too small of a device to include a capture card. Yeah, I don't think there's the right outputs on a DS to do that.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm saved. That makes twice. I must be sure to repay you. I will visit the archives. If I discover any new spells, I shall share them with you. Prepare to be impressed by the onward march of sorcery.
I got a feeling even if I rigged it all up, though, there's a chance that they'll just strike my account to death.
Hello. I'll head.
Because I love streaming with you guys so much, I will not ever do anything that puts my account in jeopardy. If my account is ever in jeopardy, then I've done something wrong. So no Nintendo for me. I think the games are great, but I'm not so worried about doing them at the expense of the whole channel. So before the Nintendo DS, the last Nintendo thing I owned was the Game Boy Color SP, I think. And then before that it was the SNES. So I don't pick up a lot of Nintendo, so thankfully it's not the one thing I'm aching to play on the channel, because I just haven't brought as much Nintendo stuff as many other people. I owned a lot more Sega stuff than Nintendo stuff. Does a capture card just mean a dedicated place where something being streamed is stored? So the capture cards have like a full like processing unit on it. I don't know exactly how it's all set up, whether it's got a CPU and a GPU and everything else in it, but it definitely mechanically does a lot of things. It like records onto it, kind of. It definitely does some encoding in a way that it makes the file smaller. And sends it to a hard drive, so maybe it doesn't store anything on it. But it certainly needs the right inputs and outputs to connect to the device, and it's kind of a way to copy and repeat the signal. So most capture cards, you send the picture from your computer or PlayStation or whatever you're doing to the capture card instead of to the monitor. So normally you send whatever it is straight to the screen, But the capture card goes in between the computer device, whatever you're doing, and the screen. So what you end up with is the capture card then has to also output the same signal again to the monitor, but it does it so fast that it doesn't even, it doesn't even register. So really, I'm watching my game not directly from the monitor, but from the capture card. So it certainly is a middleman. That's the best way to describe it. And the kind of cool thing is, it kind of does what I'm doing with my computer, where rather than putting all the burden of the processing of all the recording on the original primary computer, the capture card's kind of doing like a lot of the heavy lifting. So that even with my 2-computer setup, because I'm sending it to the capture card and sending half the signal out of the capture card to the second computer, the second computer isn't working so hard as it normally does. And then also I'm sending it from the first computer to the capture card and then out to the monitor for me to view. Also, the first computer is working kind of just as hard as it normally is, but I've already taken a lot of the burden off the first computer with the second computer. So it's kind of... There's more stages, but there's less being done by each device. So a capture card would be kind of nice for me. I could actually get a higher quality with a capture card than what I'm doing right now. But it would only help the YouTube recording and not the Twitch stream, because the Twitch stream is already limited by the fact of which encoder it's using. Like, I think Twitch can only use x64, or... I think there's an extra letter in there. But it isn't using the 265, it's using the 264 encoder from a billion years ago. And then there's even the AV1 encoder that YouTube will let you use, and Twitch still doesn't use that yet. Which is a little bit behind the times. I think there's some kind of beta program on Twitch. If you're a special people that super matter to Twitch, you're able to use the extra encoders that they're planning to use. But don't quote me on that. But all in all, I'm planning to get a capture card so that I can play the PlayStation 5 in higher graphics for me, because I'm not streaming it to myself in a kind of weird, convoluted setup.
Hello there. I was expecting you. This place is truly magnificent, more than expected even. As promised, I shall share the new sorceries with you, and the secret of Seath's immortality.